Welcome everybody to Food Blog Radio. Today, we're joined by BallisticBBQ.com. This episode is brought to you in part by the Cooking Everything Outdoors show. Well, Greg, I'd like to welcome you to Food Blog Radio. I appreciate you taking out your hard-earned time to talk to me about your website, which, full disclosure here to everybody that might be watching this, is that I've known Greg for several months now, and we're both comrades in arms on the grilling scene, though he is a little bit more barbecue than I am, but he's a fantastic cook, a fantastic griller, comes up with some amazing creative things. And we've talked several times, and Greg, you've been so kind to actually be one of my early adopters for this podcast. I really appreciate it. And officially, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about you a little bit. Give it an idea, because this podcast is all about the food blogger and who they are and what they do. And tell me a little bit about you, personally, that might be of interest to our fans.
Well, I grew up in Southern California in San Diego, and I'm blessed with, year-round grilling weather. We really don't have a whole lot of winter weather out here, so fortunately that allows me to pretty much cook year-round out in the backyard, which is my passion, as you well know. A lot of my influences come from my grandmother, who, she passed away quite some time ago, but she was from the South, from Missouri. So, of course, my mom cooked a lot of Southern food, and we ate a lot of Southern style food in my house. And being in Southern California, we also ate a lot of Mexican food. So
nice. Do you know how to make grits? I'm sure I could, but that wasn't really one of the, when I was a kid, I didn't really like grits. But I do now. I love them now. So I probably should start cooking grits too. Well, here's a confession from me. I love hominy, but I've never had grits. And and that's what grits is made out of, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, if I just need to get somebody to make me some grits, man. Hint, hint.
Yeah, I have to, in order to do it, I have to do it legit. I can't, because there's a lot of my audience is, down in the South, and I would be bashed if I messed that up. So
they will do that, won't they?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started in putting your cooking up on the internet for the world to observe.
Well, in 2007 is when I actually joined YouTube with a username. And the sole reason was just so I could make comments, become part of the community. But I had no intent on doing any videos. I posted, my very first video that I posted wasn't even a cooking video. It was a video of my son and I out on a little adventure we had. And my mother now lives in Oklahoma, and I wanted to be able to share this adventure with her. And that made me realize, it's pretty simple to post videos on YouTube. And I'd been watching a lot of cooking videos. So that inspired me to do my first barbecue video, which was pulled pork. I smoked a pork shoulder, posted it on YouTube. That was September of 2009. And it just clicked. I mean, I ended up getting a lot of views, and started getting subscribers, and it became addicting. It was more the interaction I was having with the people that had been watching the video that, as you well know, just really kind of lit a fire under me. And it's history from then. I think about cooking 24 hours a day, and I'm always trying to come up with new recipes, and it's everything I do. I mean, I go to bed thinking about what then my next video. So it's just a real passion of mine.
Nice. Now, you put up your first YouTube video and you pulled pork. Now, that is a barbecue staple. How was that received? Were was it favorably received? Was it so received? And the reason I ask this is when I put up my first traditional barbecue video, I got crucified by several people on there, and it was so disheartening that I almost didn't go any further. How was the reception? Did it motivate you?
I actually I was overwhelmed by the response. I mean, of course, you do get those, the negative comments occasionally, which, if it's constructive criticism, I invite that. I want to have, if someone disagrees with a technique I used or, a recipe, then I would love to have an adult conversation about it, but you get those just kind of, I think there's people, unfortunately, that are involved in the community just to make negative comments and kind of generate a little hatred. But on that particular video, I was getting a lot of views, and a majority of the comments were very positive. And actually, it was that video that I actually got a YouTube partnership with only 150 subscribers.
Wow.
And it was mainly because of that video, the how many views I had when I actually applied for my partnership. I mean, at the time when I applied, I had 150 subscribers, and I think that video had about 40,000 views.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, and that, with the fact that I had been producing videos on a pretty regular basis, YouTube decided at the time it was more difficult to become a partner, and they accepted me. So I owe it to the pork video.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I actually had taken my first video down because I was just tired of those comments like you were saying. And even though I didn't allow them to be posted, I would delete them, but it was just like, it was so frustrating. Well, I'm glad your first video was successful and drove you to where you are now. I think that's absolutely amazing. So from, you said 150 viewers or 150 subscribers approximately, to where are you at now?
I'm creeping up on 5,000. I have 4,800 and some change. Wow. And I'm averaging about 15 to 20 subscribers a day right now. That's
pretty aggressive growth right there. And you're producing your videos and releasing them how often?
I had been, it was pretty sporadic originally. And I had actually received some comments about, the viewers were wanting more of a set schedule. So what I'm trying to do, my goal is 2 a week right now, but definitely at least 1 a week.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty aggressive. And
yeah.
How long does it take you to make a video?
Well, I don't have a crew. I'm doing everything by myself, which includes the setting up the camera, getting the angles. I'll admit this to you. I don't think I've told this to anybody, but I actually made I don't know, you'd call it a little mock-up of me, I guess. It's out of PVC pipe with a head on it that's my exact height.
Mini Greg?
It's my stand-in Greg. Actually, he's right over here. And I put it behind my counter so I can get the camera framed, because again, I'm doing it all by myself. And it's a lot of work. I don't know if a lot of people understand how much work these videos are. A recipe that would normally take 30 minutes to get going on the grill will take a couple hours, and then that doesn't include all the editing and the rendering process, which is another 2 hours. So average grilling video is probably a good 4 hours of work minimum.
Wow.
And I try to get everything prepped before I start shooting, get the little mise en place going to make it faster once I start actually shooting.
That's so critical. I know that some of the videos that I first started with, I just took the bulk product out there and I started doing it and filming, and it's so much more work. And I do notice in some of your videos that, your mise en place is in place, you're ready to go, you just add your ingredients, you're talking about it. And you've even changed that style up a little bit, which I noticed in your last video, and I really like how you did that, more the voiceover kind of presentation, and that turned out really, really nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to agree with you. I don't think anybody has any idea, unless they do these videos, that a 5-minute video on YouTube could take 4 hours to actually produce. And that's if you're lucky to cut it up in your editing room in a couple hours, or even in an hour. So I totally respect that, how difficult that is, and but it's been rewarding for you. You've been, I would say, from my personal experience and watching your videos personally, that you've reached celebrity status here, my friend, in the grilling world.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. You are a household name, and you have friends from everywhere that comment regularly on your videos, and that's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, that was one of the really pleasant surprises with YouTube with me, and I'm sure you would agree with this, is the bonds that develop within the community. I had no idea. I just thought people were throwing up videos and people would watch it, and that was about it. I didn't realize that real relationships would develop. And I mean, there's several people that I've got together with, and I've had dinner, and I interact with people. I helped a guy with designing an offset smoker who's in the Netherlands. Helped people in Japan, with barbecuing techniques. So that's one of the things that I've really, really loved about this whole
Rated
experience.
M for mature.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It is the comments you get back, and you must get these, that say, "Hey, I tried your recipe. It worked out great. Thank you so much. I was a hero to the in-laws," which I never am. That kind of stuff. Do you get those?
Oh yeah, those make my day. When you get a comment like that, I mean, it honestly makes my day. That completely wipes away any negative comments that I get, is when someone is honestly grateful for the tutorial. And one of my big goals with my videos is to kind of take away the intimidation factor from the outdoor grill or the smoke or whatever. I try to make, there was a time in my little YouTube career where I was trying to go real elaborate with some of my recipes, but now I'm trying to focus more on the simpler things, and maybe just putting a little like the ballistic barbecue twist on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you get a lot of appreciation from keeping it simple and keeping it basic. I think a lot of people do appreciate that. You're not in the so-called foodie wars by going that direction. You teach, you share, and I think Greg, you eat pretty darn good there at your place.
It's funny, and actually, one of my subscribers, her name is Fit Angie, and she's like a female bodybuilder, not all buff, but like really, really good shape. And I was having a conversation with her, like behind the scenes, and I cook if I ate like I cook every day, I'd probably die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, like today for lunch, I had oatmeal for lunch, So I guess the food that I'm cooking on my channel is kind of my indulgence.
Mm-hmm.
It's my vice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if I cooked meals that I'm eating on a more regular basis, people probably wouldn't even watch my channel, because I try to eat healthy throughout the week so I can eat like this, like this video you're showing right now, during my shoots.
Well, I think that with 1,451,664 views of your videos, you have a system in place. And look at this great shot is this your backyard?
It is. Yes.
Wow, nice paradise. Mine's still frosted
and this
over.
Is in the middle of the winter right there.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Yeah. I can't even walk on my grass because it's frozen.
Oh yeah, you're up north. I know. I feel a little guilty sometimes, because I think some of my friends on the YouTube channels, they're out there in knee-deep snow, but they're still grilling, and here I am suffering.
You started out on YouTube, and that was just because you wanted to share what you were doing with family, your mom specifically, right?
Yes.
And you received these likes, this support, this encouragement, and you kept making videos and making videos. At what point did you decide that, well, I need to support this with a food blog?
Well, you know, actually, and you reminded me about something. My sister, who lives up in Northern California, she does crafts. She's a crafter, and she wanted to do a blog for her crafts. So because I'm just doing the YouTube stuff, I helped her set up a blog, and then I thought, you know what, this might be a good way to kind of get my videos out there to another audience who might not be really watching YouTube. So that's what started me with the blogging. It was just sort of, I'm just trying to reach out with other social networks, you know, to find a broader audience, I guess.
Right. And you don't food blog per se. You don't post food photos or recipes up there. I mean, this is basically a format for your videos.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when I first started out, actually, I have two blogs. This one here, and then I have another one on Blogspot. It's Barbecue Lover.
Is there a link from this, from your website to that?
There's a link on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
But not on this.
Got it.
Actually, this is
a
newer thing. It should be down somewhere.
So this is your blog spot.
Yeah.
All that is barbecue.
Exactly. I was doing a little blogging on that, but it just honestly I didn't have enough time to really dedicate to the type of blogs that I'd like to put out there. So it's just more of to facilitate reaching an audience with my my videos.
Right. Well,
and as you can see, there's a column there on the side that iFood. I also have videos on it's called iFood TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're cross producing or cross promoting your videos on all these channels, but video is what you do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And now we all start out with a game plan, you know, and I know you kind of had a game plan of that you were sharing your food, and then that game plan had to at some point change, and your message had to change at some point to where you are now. Was there a transition in that process to where you became, you know, just somebody that was cooking to somebody that is now a teacher?
I think it was my watching videos. A lot of the videos I saw, and the people I think in our circle, we're all on the same page. Most of us are doing kind of tutorial type videos, but there are a lot of videos out there that were just showing people cooking, but they weren't really, you know, giving the techniques or the recipe. And that's what motivated me, along with people sending me personal messages. Hey, could you do this? Could you do this? You know, asking me to do specific recipes or showing, you know, particular techniques. And just that involvement I had, again, mostly as personal messages, made me decide that I want my channel to be more of a tutorial type channel. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to do videos, again, that'll give people good ideas, motivate people to get outside and cook. I do a lot of my videos. I take traditionally cooked indoor recipes and I take them outside to the grill or the smoker.
Right.
And that's the track I'm on, and I don't see myself getting off of it anytime soon.
I love that whole concept, and I have that personally on mine, and it's, if you can cook it indoors, I can cook it outdoors. And
exactly. And I know you've done pies and desserts, and that's the same with me. You know, I did a upside down cake, you know, on my Weber. So
yum.
It's just people, and we run across them all the time, you know, in our personal lives, they have grills in their backyards, and the only thing those things see are hamburgers and hot dogs, and occasionally maybe a steak.
Right.
And and I'm showing people, hey, look, I'm doing bananas Foster on mine. Here's the upside down cake, and that's what I'm trying to promote.
Well, you also do. I think you're probably one of the most generous people on in our niche and on the internet and on YouTube, because you do a lot of special things in the past where you've had contests and you've had, hey, let's help this person out and such. Can you share with us a few of those?
Sure. Well, I've been lucky enough to, I've cultivated some nice relationships with some of the manufacturers of some of the products I use. And a while back, I came up with this idea of doing a grilling contest. And all it took was a couple emails before I had all these nice donations for prizes. And, I was doing a grilling video contest that I had judged by one of the local restaurants. And that I got such a great response with that. I decided, I'm going to do this annually. So every summer I have some type of contest. And again, I'm trying to keep it, the theme of the contest simple enough to where it's not going to isolate people. Like my last one I did was a hamburger grilling contest. And that's the one caveat, is I want people to do it on a grill outdoors. And I had that judged by a very popular hamburger joint. The owner of the restaurant judged the videos. So, like, my contest has been growing every year. I mean, the donations for prizes have been greater, and my family, we contribute with some prizes as well. But it's just sort of snowballed to where people are really look forward to my contest annually. Mm-hmm. And not too long ago, one of the people in our circle, has a cooking channel. He was involved in a really, really serious motorcycle accident, and he lost his job, and he had no income, no insurance. His, medical bills were through the roof. So I decided to reach out to the community and put on a little raffle. And I called up some of my contacts, and they donated some prizes. And other, people, when I posted the video announcing this raffle, I was getting inundated with emails from people wanting to donate, people in the community, fellow YouTubers, and it just blossomed. I mean, I started the raffle, but everybody needs to get some of the credit on that, because it was just awesome. And we raised a decent chunk of change for the guy. And again, it just validated why I'm here in the first place with the YouTube. I mean, it's just, like I said, these people there's some genuinely great people that we are interacting with out there.
Absolutely. And I think it's a very generous community. I think it's a very sharing community. And aside from the hecklers that we all get from time to time, it certainly is what keeps everybody going and motivated. And kudos to you for doing those things. The last contest you had, the hamburger contest, how many entries did you get on that? It's quite a few.
Yeah, I want to say that, I mean, there was close, like 40, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of entries.
Well, considering that they had to go and come up with a recipe, they had to cook the recipe, they had to film the recipe, they had to edit the recipe, and then they had to post it up on YouTube. A significant amount of people hours went into that process, and that's just, I'm envious of that kind of response. That's just amazing.
One of the neat things that is kind of an after effect of these contests is there's been several people who, because of that, was actually their first video they had ever made. And I'm telling, I want to let people know that it's not. Well, they're not judging. I tell the judge this: we're not judging solely on the editing and the video quality. Because I was telling, hey, if all you have is a smartphone, film it with a smartphone. I want to see you out there cooking, though. And one of the things that happens is people decide, this is fun. And I know that a lot of people have started their YouTube careers from my contest with their, that being their first video.
That's
And that's
amazing.
another thing that's satisfying to me is getting somebody, obviously outdoor cooking is my passion, but YouTube is my second passion.
Mm-hmm. And you post and comment a lot on other people's videos too. I mean, you're involved.
I try to, because I know that was always something that frustrated me is, posting a comment on someone's video, complimenting their cook or whatever, then never getting a response. So I always try to respond to all the comments, and I want to try to watch other people's videos as well. I mean, because I know the effort that's going into these videos.
A lot of work.
It is.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think that's fantastic. Now, you have you're also, to find you, you're available on Facebook.
Yes.
And you've recently been more and more involved in that, I know. Let's see if I can get over there. And is there a link off your page here that I can?
On my YouTube channel, there is a link.
There's a link off the YouTube channel? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go take a look and see how Facebook is for you. Now, what do you think of Facebook as far as, expanding your medium and, branding yourself? Is it an active community for you?
It is. I mean, I know you have a lot more of a following than I do right now on Facebook. That's for sure. I'm trying. And I'll admit, I was really slow to get on Facebook. I mean, personally, people had been bugging me, and my friends have been bugging me to get on Facebook, and I procrastinated. So I got a late start here. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Again, I use it to post videos and also throw a few little tips out there, cooking tips. I get a lot of questions. And I don't know if a lot of it, I think, is people that probably don't spend as much time on YouTube as I do, but I do get to field a lot of questions on there, and that's fun. And I've met a lot of good people on Facebook.
Yeah, well, it looks like you have some good interaction here, and I like your tips that you have, and you're putting those out from time to time, and I think that's a great thing. It certainly worked for me and creates some great interaction. I love the pictures on there. And now, did you take these, or are these stock photos?
Some of them are pictures I've taken, and some of them are, like off the internet pictures.
Right. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that. So if this doesn't wet everybody's whistle, I don't know what will. So, Greg, you're extremely popular on YouTube. You have a beautiful website. You're becoming more and more involved on Facebook. Where is Greg going to be in a year from now, or 5 years?
Well, there are some YouTube channels that I really consider, like kind of superstar status, and my goal is to reach that point. I'm trying to put a lot of energy into my YouTube stuff, and that's where I want to be. I hope that's where I'm at. I mean, I really, really love, if my YouTube growth ended today, I kind of just flatlined, I would still be posting videos, but every time I get a new subscriber, it's motivation for me to post another video. So I just want to keep growing the channel.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel that your grilling / barbecue is the direction you're going to keep on trucking there, or do you have anything else up your sleeve that you might want to share?
Primarily, yeah. I'm sticking with what I know best, but I'm going to throw some indoor cooks in as well. And one of the reasons is, again, I acknowledge the fact that a lot of people can't cook right now. They're up to their necks in snow, and that's why I did a video recently. Someone actually sent me a personal message asking if I could show some kind of outdoor techniques that they can do inside their house. Their reasoning was because they lived in an apartment complex and they're not allowed to have a grill. And so I did cedar planked ribs inside my oven, and I smoked them. I mean, they were smoky, good smoky.
It was a great video.
Yeah, thank you. And that's kind of motivated me to do some indoor cooking as well. I have a couple ideas I can't tell you right now.
Okay. Got to hold those secrets. I understand that.
Yeah, they're secret. I have a friend who owns a restaurant, and he's going to come in, and we're going to do some cooks together in my kitchen here. So
wow, that'll be awesome. And having that celebrity aspect coming in and cooking with you, I think just validates your recipes even more.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. You've done some great stuff, and I did watch this oven smoked baby back ribs, and it's very creative and it's very clever, and you took everybody step by step through the whole process. So I think your concept of cooking inside the house and giving it a little bit of a grill or a barbecue flair, I think that's going to be successful. I think it's a great idea. I'm jealous of your kitchen. Mine's half that size and 3 times as ugly, so.
No.
So I won't be doing that anytime soon. No, I've had a few people try to encourage me to do that. So in closing here, because we've been talking for a pretty good amount of time, I didn't get an idea, or I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right there. I should have read it. You have 119 videos.
Yes.
So your plan is to basically produce that amount every year going forward? Is that what we're looking at?
Probably more than that. I mean, that's 119 since 2009. So I've stepped it up a lot since my earlier days in YouTube. Like I said, my goal is to do 2 a week.
Yeah. That's pretty darn aggressive. Well,
yeah.
Before we get off here, I have 2 more questions that I want to ask you, and the first one is where do you get your inspirations for your recipes?
I think about food all the time. It's crazy, and I'm sure you're the same way, Gary.
Yeah, I eat and breathe.
I mean,
yeah.
I when I'm driving around, I'm thinking of recipes. Watching TV, I mean, my mind, I'm obsessed with it. And I don't know if it's bad or good. I get a lot of inspiration from the local market. We have a really nice little gourmet market I go into a lot. In San Diego, we have a pretty vibrant, we've got Hispanics, Asian population, Middle Eastern. So we've got some markets with some really exciting spices and ingredients that, I go in, I did that silky chicken recipe. The chicken was actually, the meat and the skin and the bones, they're black. And that was from going into this Asian market, and I saw these black chickens, and then I looked them up on the internet. But everything inspires me. And whenever I go to a restaurant and order a meal, I'm looking at it thinking, how can I do this outside? So it's just something I'm obsessed with. I think about it all the time.
Cool. Well, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of creative things from you in the future. So my final question is that you have been producing these theme videos, and right now you've been really dropping down a lot of hamburgers, and so obviously you're stopping at a lot of little hamburger places and trying these things out and such. What's your next theme, if you can perhaps share that? We have something to look forward to.
I don't really know. I'm going to do a couple more hamburger videos. Actually, I'm having something made, a special item, a special piece of equipment made for my grill right now as we speak. But I recently acquired, and I've used it in a couple videos now, a KitchenAid mixer. And I've been making my own hamburger buns.
Nice.
And I bought or actually I got it for Christmas, a meat grinder attachment for it that I made. I ground up ribeye for my ballistic burger video. And I just bought a sausage like extruder, and I want to make my own hot dogs.
Oh, very cool. All right. Well, I'll be looking forward to that. So we do have some things coming up to be looking forward to. So other than that, or ending with that, Greg, I want to thank you very much for going over your website, your videos, where you're going, where you've been, what you've done. And I think you've provided some really interesting insights to the man behind Ballistic BBQ.
Well, thank you very much, Gary.
Yeah, well, thank you. And from Food Blog Radio, I just want to extend my deepest appreciation for having us here with you tonight. And we will be back soon, my friend. I'm sure we'll be talking again very, very soon.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.